Welcome to the issue number 46. We're going to do the issue live today on Facebook in honor of the fact that most of you all are not at work, and I am. So here this Good Friday doing issue number 46 is about authenticity. So what does that mean? So, I've been working on authenticity personally all of my life, but most importantly, been working on authenticity with my family and my wife and my children extensively recently. So every day I send my wife and children a note, a love note of some kind, a text, one of my children and my wife every day. What I see in you, what I love about you, when you did this last night, when you did that last night, whatever the case may be, I connect with my wife and children every day in an authentic way. What I love about you, hey, when you did this last night, it was really awesome and I love you. Those kind of authenticity, that kind of authenticity is important, right? And what's true about me is that I have a real fear of connecting with people. That's who I am. I'm a survivor. I've always said, I will survive anything. I don't care. Armageddon, I'm going to survive. Building collapses, I'm going to crawl out from underneath it and survive. And that's a really good thing, right? It's good to be a survivor. But one of the things that I've noticed is that when I survive, survival for me also comes along with a negative connotation. And that negative connotation is that I have trouble connecting with people, including my wife sometimes, because I fear the risk of connecting. I fear the risk of giving everything to her, because what if she does something crazy? What if she does something really, takes off or throws something at me or boogies or packs up and leaves the house. And then I'm totally heartbroken about it, right? And I'm I'm not going to let anybody hurt me like that. I'm not going to be heartbroken. Well, that's crazy, right? I mean, that's nuts. To be clear, as an aside, my wife is an incredibly kind and loving human being. She would never do anything like that. But it doesn't matter, because the crazy exists in me, right? The fear of risk and the fear of being authentic and the fear of connection is here and here in my heart. And so I've really had to work powerfully on how do I get past that stuff in my personal life. Well, what does that mean for me professionally? Authenticity is the key professionally to me as a jury trial attorney. It is exactly what makes me, I think, very good at what I do, is that I'm willing to be authentic. I tell people all the time, they ask me about jury trial work, and what I tell them is, being in a jury trial is kind of and I do this all the time, it's kind of like standing up in front of people and going, boom, here I am. Here I am, totally exposed, and because when you're in that environment and you're making these arguments, being in a jury trial, everyone's looking for you to make a mistake, right? The prosecutor's looking for you to make a mistake. The judge is watching you and making sure you don't do anything ridiculous. The jury is certainly looking for you to make a mistake. Even your client's man, I hope this guy knows what he's doing and he doesn't make a mistake. Everyone's watching and seeing, are you making a mistake? And the only combatant for that, the only way to get through that is to be authentic, right? Is to be bam, here I am. I'm authentically me. I'm authentically in this space, right? And it's an absolute misconception of the law that lawyers go into courtrooms and lie. Complete misconception. Because if I go into a courtroom and tell a jury a story and I start lying about what's going on, my client goes to jail forever. I don't get to make misrepresentations to a court. I don't, first of all, I have a duty, an honor, and a professional duty to be candid with the court, to not lie to the court ever. And I have a duty to be truthful to the jury, because that's the way to represent my client. Now, facts that occur in cases and the manner of, and the interpretation of those facts and acts as it relates to the law, that's up for interpretation. And we tell that, those are arguments we make to juries. But lying about something, making a misrepresentation as to a material fact, is just complete foolishness. I mean, that's complete nonsense. That's not what attorneys do. And that has to do with authenticity, right? I've got to be authentically present in front of a jury. I have to stand up and say, here I am. I say in jury trials all the time, in closing oftentimes, don't hold my client accountable for my shortcomings. If I'm ugly or fat, or I don't have the right clothes on, or you don't like my eyebrows, or my ears are too big, or whatever, or my teeth have spaces in them, who cares? Look, if you don't like me, forgive my client for that, right? Don't hold my client accountable for my shortcomings. Maybe I said the wrong thing. Maybe I said something that offended you. Maybe just the way I talk and look offends you. Whatever the case may be, please, God, don't hold my client accountable for that. Listen to the facts, listen to the law, listen to the story, listen to our argument, because our argument fits the facts, fits what's going on in this story. And that's why we're kind of, it isn't really an argument. It's me showing you how these things all fit together to equal innocence, not guilty for my client, right? And the state failing to prove the case. But don't hold me accountable. Don't get distracted by this person right here. And the best way to get through, in my opinion, people not getting distracted by me in the case is to be completely authentic, because there is something that is powerful about authenticity. So when I approach someone, or even in a one-on-one conversation, in a sales environment, a new client hiring me, in the jury room, discussions with a judge, plea negotiations with a prosecutor, if I'm authentic, if I'm authentically present, here I am. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna put on act. I'm not gonna act. I'm not gonna be ridiculous. I'm just gonna like open my heart to you, right? And here it is. Bam, man, here I am, Then in some way I, this human being, leaves the equation. Like opening my heart and soul to the moment allows the person that I am to be ejected from the equation, and allows just the facts and just the information to be considered, right? Because then I don't distract from the thing. And in a jury trial, that's what my job is. My job is to not distract from the facts and law, not distract from the story, not distract from the explanation of the events and why my client's at the table, why he's in this particular position, but not guilty of this crime. And I don't want to be involved in that in a way that distracts from that. I don't want my ills and ails and things and whatever to get in the way of that. And the combatant for that is authenticity. It's being real, it's being raw, it's being me, it's being present and saying, bam, like here it is, man. Here I am, I'm willing to like open up and examine me, it's cool. Do whatever you want. But in the end of the day, don't pay attention to me. And so for me, the process of a good jury trial starts with opening and in voir dire, creating that connection with people, being authentic and letting them know I'm just a human being. I'm just a guy. I'm literally just a guy from down the bayou. That's who I am. My name is Ambo. I'm a Louisiana boy from down the bayou. I'm nobody special. I went to law school because I worked real hard, and that's about it, right? And I'm here to tell you a story. I'm here to give you some information. I'm here for us together, all of us, to figure this thing out and get to the bottom of what's going on here. And I'm not going to be a distraction. I don't say those things, right? I don't say the distraction part. I just am authentically present, And I tell a little something about myself, and I tell a little something about the case, and we talk about it. And I connect with people by being present with them. And I think the authenticity is the key to that. I think authenticity is the key to that connection. It's the key to the connection in a jury trial. It's the key to connection in marketing, for instance. It's the key to connection in sales. It's the key to connection with employees working for you or your employer. It's the key to connection with clients. At the end of the day, it's also the key to the connection with my wife and my children and the loved ones in my life and my family. And so where am I working on authenticity? Where am I developing authenticity in my life? And how am I developing authenticity? How am I being real and raw and relevant and risky? How am I sort of showing myself and saying, here I am. Here I am. I'm just me. And I'm present, and I'm here, and I'm willing. I'm willing to go through the shit with you. I'm willing to go through the pain. I'm willing to go through the fear. I'm willing to go through the scarcity. I'm willing to go through the thing with you. Whatever that takes, here I am. And I think that's important. I think that's important in our lives. I think it's important in our personal lives. And I think it's important in our professional lives. So that's my realization this morning, is to embrace authenticity in all its forms, fear and scarcity and joy and love and all of it. Just be, man. Just be. And I think that'll create some great connections in your life. So thank you all for coming by. I appreciate you listening, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.